Casandra Konior is a broker with Reynolds Real Estate Group in Colorado with a specialty in resort and second home property investments. She specializes in buying, selling, and management of properties for investment, development, retirement, or second homes in resort, recreational, or vacation destinations. She wears two hats as an international life coach. In addition to real estate and life coaching, Casandra developed an SEO digital marketing agency called Black Opal Marketing. She helps evaluate local businesses with SEO digital marketing that will increase foot traffic and annual revenue. And Cassandra's goal is to help other entrepreneurs thrive in success and wealth as she has done for herself. So we're going to be talking about turning customers into brand promoters. This is so important because if your clients love you, they might as well share that from the rooftop. So why is it important to provide, why is it important to take these clients and turn them into brand promoters?
Well, as we all know that when you excel in customer service and they are satisfied with everything, if you follow up with them, not just leave them hanging as soon as they purchase your products and build that relationship, build that trust that we spoke with Michael earlier, they will come back, and they will talk about your products to everybody else. Mm-hmm. And according to studies, over 92% of the consumers around the world said they trust earned media. So earned media is the word of mouth and recommendation from friends and family over all other forms of advertising. So it will save you a lot of money if you retain your customers and not let them go and let them refer you to whatever their friends and families may need.
Yeah, well, and one thing that I have noticed is a lot of people are good at creating fans, but then they stop marketing to their customers. Whereas think about a brand right now that you're a loyal customer and they continue to market to you so that you will share with other people. I think Apple does a really good job with this of making sure that their customers stay extremely loyal. And how many of you are in my chat? If you're a Mac user, go ahead and type in that you're a Mac user because I want to prove this point. Are any Mac users? Go ahead and type it in. Okay, Nick, we can't be friends anymore. We can still, but I'm telling you, okay, Mac users, how many times have you tried to convince a PC person to dump their PC and just go Mac? Like how many times do we have that conversation, right? Once you're that loyal fan, then you want to go out and convince everybody else to be on your team and move with you. And so that's where I feel like big brands like Apple have done a great job, but maybe sometimes as small brands, we just leave with like, oh yay, our clients are happy, I'm happy, they're happy. And then we don't continue to market to them so that they become that loyal brand promoter.
Yeah, I am so glad you use Apple as an example because it has been used in many case studies on how they exceeded customers' expectations with their superior quality of customer service. So one of the biggest things a lot of small business owners don't do is do follow-up emails to their prospects and customers to check in on them, see how they're doing, how can they do better, what is their feedback, etc. By statistics, only 3% of every 1,000 companies actually do follow-up emails after they purchase their products and services from you. So it means only 24 businesses out of 1,000 do the follow-up. So it's pretty crazy. And a study conducted by Harvard Business Review found that 56% of the customers complain about poor follow-up. And while 48% of those 56% of the customer will take that poor follow-up experience and go on to tell at least 10 other people. And this is a huge negative impact on your business, and you do not want that to happen. So I provided a nice little list of follow-up templates that small business owners can use to give them some ideas of how they can follow up sensitively, of course, without, being insensitive to the diversity that we're experiencing right now with the protests, the COVID, and all that. So I provided 6 different examples. So the first one is you can do a simple, how did we do follow-up? So this will allow you to follow up with them after they talk to your support team when they have an issue. So they always expect a response. So once you resolve an issue, shoot them a quick email. How did we do? And then the second one is the popular one, the survey follow-up. Everybody does that one for the most part. And it gives you an opportunity to obtain feedbacks from your customers and get real insight of what they think about your company, your product, and your customer service. So you'll get an idea of what will they be saying to their friends and family. And then the third one, check on in. It's the purpose of this one to let them know you're thinking about them. Like, hey, I know it's been a couple months. I haven't forgotten about you. How are you doing? What are you doing nowadays? How can I help you? Like I have these products now. Can they implement your needs in the current situation? And then the fourth type of follow-up is anything else. So you do this type of email after you resolve an issue, after you ask how do we do, and then go, is there anything else I can do for you? And then the fifth one is the join us follow-up. So this is where you can turn non-paying customer into paying customer and have them join your brand, become your brand promoted. So, and then the sixth one, the really popular one, the thank you follow-up email. It's always wonderful to express gratitude to your customers for choosing you over other competitors. That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing that I hear, and I'd love for you to kind of speak to this a little bit, Casandra, I hear people that don't want to follow up because they feel like they don't want to bug people. And they get overwhelmed by the amount of emails they receive. And so they're like, I don't like getting emails, so I don't want to email blast my people. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, definitely. I personally experienced that when I first started out. And I know a lot of other small business owners feel the same way. And it's natural to feel like that because it kind of feels like you're bugging them. You're going, hey, but you're not really. Customers actually do appreciate that. For example, like Apple Mac. They provided an excellent case studies where they did multiple email follow-ups once every week, once every month. And people really connect with that. They really appreciate that. It exceeded their customer expectations because they know Apple Mac is readily available to help them out whenever they need anything. So that's why it's important not just to send out one email. You have to send out multiple emails. And the best way to do it is a drip email campaign. You can get it automated, personalized with minimal time. Just got to take the time to set it up, register them, and if they have an issue or something, they'll let you know, or give them an unsubscribe button, something simple, and just keep it simple, and
yeah, well, and one thing that I think is important too is that if every time they hear from you is when you want them to buy something, that's gonna bug them.
yes.
And so that's where I think businesses, because they don't want to bug people in their inbox, they're not communicating frequently enough. But then the result is the only time your customers hear from you is when you're like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Oh, it's been a few months, buy my stuff. And there's nothing in between that's really building that relationship.
That is very true. So you have to diversify your follow-up emails where you cannot be promoting your product every time. You have to build that relationship, establish that foundation of trust. You have to get personal with them in some form, get to know them, find out their needs, and then if they're interested in learning more, introduce your products, So the best way to go about it is that you can start out with, how did we do? And then follow up with, thank you so much for purchasing it. Follow up with, how are those products treating you? And then another one would be, if you could gauge us on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you refer us to your friends, family, and colleagues? And if they respond with 9 or 10, they would be perfect candidates to become the business advocate. Yes. And that's, you want to push building that relationship more.
Yeah, well, I think that's the final level of sale. Like you have, your product levels, but that final level of sale is, are they sold on you enough that they will actually be a brand advocate for you and go out there and actively promote you on a higher level than just the occasional referral. So yeah, I love it. Well, I wish we could go into this more because this is an area that I feel like is the gold mine so many people are leaving on the table. Because they have the loyal customers, but they haven't taken those customers and sent them out to go and become their advocates, and they're like basically business army. So I think this is a great conversation. Sonia asked in here, is a brand advocate the same as offering an affiliate? Yes, they could be, or they could be different. I think every business can set that up and how works best for you. But I'm telling you, there is a gold mine in your loyal customers that most of us have not tapped into, myself included. I'm working on it, but it's not as tight as I want it to be. So Casandra, if they want to learn more or connect with you, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
Well, they can connect with me on my email at cassandrakonia@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am doing a promotion with my website at www.cassandrakonia.com. You guys are welcome to come onto the website, send me an email, and I'll definitely help you guys out. I'm personalizing your relationships with your customers.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on with us. We really appreciate your time.